in the streets, better holler at me. Seeking for a beat, throw them dollars at me. I don't like defeat, take that away from me. You tryna be like me, you couldn't handle my story. But we gon' let you know, we gon' let you know. We gon' let you know, we gon' let you know.
Dear African leaders, when the Western politician tells you that they pledge an amount of money for your cause, do not believe them. Ladies and gentlemen, how you guys doing? Thank you for tuning in and welcome back to yet another episode of Misterjaay's Reaction. They call me Jay. I'm a Motherlander living in the diaspora. And for the past couple of days, man, I've been dropping a vlog every day, a vlog or two every day, regarding issues affecting my continent, Africa. And I am the son of the soil, and so it is my duty to always speak on these things. Thank you for tuning in, and I'm so very, very grateful to always have you check me out. And I just want to give a shout out to some of the audiences that have been consistently watching Mr. J. South Africa, Kenya, Cameroon, Nigeria, Algeria, Tunisia, Egypt, the United States, Germany, Italy, Jamaica, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, the Netherlands, man. It's a whole lot, man. I love you and thank you for always stopping by. Why not be a member, man? I think you will like us, you feel me? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I started this vlog by saying that whenever a Western politician, especially a Western leader, tells you that they pledge X amount of money for your cause, you should not believe that. Now, a recent situation happened a couple of days ago, man. In Tunisia, we are going to talk about Tunisia, and the Tunisian president recently rejected 127 million euros from the EU Commissioner President, the EU Commission. And some people might be scratching their head like, man, why is he rejecting this money? But we are going to talk about that. But before we get started, please do not forget to hit that like button, man. Give us a thumbs up. And of course, for $0, you can be a member of the family. Please do join us. So a couple of months ago, man, there's been constant news about the migration situation of Africans trying to make it to Europe, man, using some of these northern African countries as their starting point and going across the Mediterranean Sea into Italy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a perilous journey because so many Africans have been dying trying to get to Europe. Now, what Europeans have decided is they've started, this is not the first time that they've been doing it, they've started going to some of these countries up north. Now, see, Africa has north, sub-Saharan, and south. You feel me? Sub-Saharan are where you meet most of the dark-skinned fellas like me. I'm light-skinned, but you meet my brothers. And the people up north, they consider themselves Arabs. You know, Tunisia, Algeria, Libya, Egypt, up north. And what happens is a whole lot of people now leave from sub-Saharan Africa and they move towards these countries to get on boats to make it to Europe. Some of which ends up at the bottom of the Mediterranean Sea. A whole lot of our Africans, brother, have that and pass on that. So what the Europeans have done is they've been struggling with this immigration situation, the migration of huge number of Africans arriving into the shores and not knowing how to tackle it and not knowing how to handle it. They decided to go to some of these countries and talk to their leaders. An example is Spain is paying Algeria some money to ensure that nobody comes to Spain. No boats arrive at the shores. Has that been working? It's been working since the days of Libya, man, Muammar Gaddafi. Muammar Gaddafi was receiving some money to ensure that Africans don't take to the sea. Now, another country that has been in that limelight for being a start-off point for some of these migrants is Tunisia. Yes, Tunisia. Tunisia has the president, President Said, who in recent months also uttered a statement which actually made him unfavorite across Africa. You know, this man went on the record and he said that sub-Saharan Africans are coming into Tunisia to change the population demographics. And if you're wondering how they would do that, is they go into Tunisia and they have black babies, and they were not accepting that. So some Arabs are very, very racist. We keeping it 100 on this platform. So fast forward, man, this man rejects aid coming from the EU, and he did so rightfully well. Now, there was a meeting that the EU Commission President, man, URLUSA von der Leyen, I call her the liar because she is a master at lying and deceiving and projecting what is actually not what she will do or the EU is going to do. So they were in a recent meeting where they pledged 1 billion euros to help the Tunisian government with its failing economies, to help create jobs, to help better the social lives of Tunisians. In return, Tunisia is supposed to stop people from taking to the sea from its shores. Now that worked for a couple of months, and then fast forward, the EU said they are going to give Tunisia 127 million euros. Now the president of Tunisia was like, hold up a minute, hold up. That is not what we agreed. That is not what the deal we signed, we agreed on was all about. Our deal was 1 billion euros, and you come out here talking about 127 million euros. Stop playing with me. You're not going to take me for a fool. But ladies and gentlemen, we all know that Western, especially the Europeans, they've been taking Africans for fools. They've been thinking that they can play a fast one on us. And now this president is telling them, no way, Jose, it's not going to work. You cannot talk about 1 billion and then you're offering 127 million. There's a huge discrepancies with the figures. And to that being, all of a sudden, large numbers of boats started taking off and going towards Europe for them not honoring what they said during the deal, the migration deal that Tunisia, the government of Tunisia and the EU commissioner signed agreed upon. He started letting people go. That is why you've been seeing huge and massive amount of people arriving at the Italian island of Lampedusa. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say this, man. Isn't it funny that these European leaders and politicians always are quick to run their mouth and talk about, we are going to do this for Africa. In reality, they do not do it. Another example is that of the president of South Africa during a meeting. This man addressed the French president, Emmanuel Macron, regarding climate change money that they promised. The EU promised to be giving X amount of billions to Africa, and none of that money was actually sent. Well, let me just burst your bubbles, ladies and gentlemen. This is what they have been doing to our leaders. Some of our leaders will not come out and say it out clear. This is not the first time that the European Union has been promising money and not delivering, or promising something to Africa and not giving. Now, my question is this to you before we end this vlog. Do you think that it is necessary for these presidents in the northern region to torture, to stop Africans from getting to a greener pastures? Of course, we all know that the Europeans, some of these Europeans support some of these greedy leaders in sub-Saharan Africa. They back them up and they even bribe them and they maintain them in power with weapons and military and everything so that they can continue robbing these sub-Saharan countries out of their natural resources. These natural resources which were supposed to create jobs for these people that are going and taking the Mediterranean Sea route to get to Europe. Do you think that it is their duty to do that? And do you think that President Said is right to call out the EU for this discrepancy in what they said during the deal and what they are offering? I want you to leave a comment, but I will end this by saying this, man. To my fellow Africans, man, please, please, do not put your life in danger. The Mediterranean Sea has killed more Africans in recent years than you can think about. Wars. Now, I do not blame you for trying to seek for greener pastures, but rethink the money that you're supposed to pay these people to transport you, a journey which are done on boats that are not well equipped, and a journey which you don't know if you are going to make it to the other end. Use that money, stay at home and start a business. I know it might sound hypocritical for me saying this, and I practically grew up in the diaspora, but trust me, it's rather to be alive and fight and hustle than to be dead and be mailed for a shark down the seabed of the Mediterranean Sea. Okay? That's my time. Leave a comment and let's talk about this. Peace.
Creation, reaction, God. Big up TRB family. Misterjaay, I see you. I know some artists don't do this. God bless you and your families.